I. Oh. He. Oh. Sounds like it works. Crazy thing is, I have two microphones that I probably could be using, but I'm not. I bet my snowball should work. Or is that a Yeti? Snowball? Whatever, man. Give me my stuff. Oh! I finally have enough for a new license. I don't even know what I want to get. I don't even know who I want to get. Man, I should just get blazing. I should just get blazing. I want to cringe and get a dragon. Maybe we just hold on to my money. Maybe I just keep my money. Oh, why'd I start stream? I forgot I gotta run to my car. I forgot. Oh no! I forgot! Little Ash Ketchum quote for you. Oh, I forgot. Am I running to my car? I need a charger. I need a charger. Oh, crap. We're gonna play Dicey Dungeons. I literally have nothing to leave it on. Because I am a loser. yo. Oh my goodness. Come and fuck my life up. There's no way anything goes wrong, right? There's just no way. There's just no way. I've seen the ways. There's none.
This is the fourth time I've fucking fallen over today. But I get.
Tell him to calm down.
We have border challenge
and mocked Ron DeSantis.
strategy. Well, I don't know if that's the right question. Why is he doing it?
This week we learned that it's going to happen a debate between you and Ron DeSantis.
Wait,
November
where's our
30th, Fox
Mewtwo?
News Channel.
Hey, what's going on,
there's no
folks?
Mewtwo.
The unthinkable is happening. Republicans are slobbering over Gavin Newsom because he went to the GOP debates, faced Sean Hannity.
Joe's successful.
I think Joe Biden has been
Are,
unbelievably
is this
successful.
border
president.
secure?
He said, well,
The border, we all agree we have border challenge.
And mocked Ron DeSantis.
He said, we all
Why?
agree.
I don't know if that's the right question. Why is he doing it? Is the right question. He's running, I think. I'm not sure after tonight. But currently he's running for president of the United States.
Really? We're gonna watch the clip that everybody's slobbering over and speak some truth that apparently others don't want to speak. God bless you guys. Dream Rare Podcast starts now. It's the Dream Rare Podcast. Welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk. We're on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from obstacles. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Dream Rare Podcast. Today we're going to cover Gavin Newsom shows up at the GOP debates. A lot of people speculate that he's going to run for president. Maybe replace Joe Biden or do it in the future. There's a lot of speculation. He says he's not going to run in this presidential campaign, but you can't trust a politician. And I want to show you the clip that everybody's responding to, but the unthinkable has happened, that Republicans all over Twitter are just slobbering over Gavin Newsom. I saw one calling him gay Ron and handsome Newsom. I saw PBD podcast Patrick Bet-David, who I really like. I respect him as a person, as a business, as a podcaster. He's comparing comparing Newsom to like a left-wing Trump. Like he's giving him a lot of praise, even though he doesn't like his policy. He thinks he's posturing himself well. I have my opinions on it, no disrespect to everybody, but let's hear what he said first, because he mocked the GOP stage. He faced Hannity. He did an interview where he mocked DeSantis for taking an interview with him, and then everybody seems to think that it's just so amazing what he's doing and he's crushing. I don't really see it that way, so I'm going to say my piece, but here, let's watch the video that everyone's reacting to all over the internet.
Governor, what do you think is going to be the takeaway after this debate from the American people?
I think it will be clear that Trump comes out the dominant force after this debate. I mean, this is the XFL. This is Jake. I mean, honestly, this is maybe the vice presidential debate. These guys are getting miles away from Trump. It's not even close. And I think what's most interesting to me is the debate where they actually show up and run against the guy that's in the way of their prospects. I mean, the nominee, it's a zero-sum game. It's a binary choice at the end of the day. It's not a ranked choice voting. So either these guys go back front otherwise they're wasting everybody's time. And I say this with love and respect. There's a reason some of the advertising is being discounted today. People don't want to tune in because they know that.
This week we
learned that it's going to happen a debate between you and Ron DeSantis, November 30th, Fox News Channel, Sean Hannity in Georgia without a crowd, just the two of you. Why are you doing that, and what is your strategy?
I don't know if that's the right question. Why would he do it? He's running, I think. I'm not sure how he's running. But currently he's running for presidency.
And you think he's still going to be? You think he'll still be a candidate November 30th?
That's an open-ended question. Part of me.
I gotta do everything.
The fact that he took this debate, the fact that he took bait in relation to this debate, shows he's completely wrong. That's my humble opinion.
Why is that? You're baiting him with the debate on course.
Why is he debating China when he's running for president when he's running for president? He's showing up at the Reagan Library, hollowed ground, and he puts out an ad today, not for his presidential campaign, to promote a debate against the governor of California. I mean, this guy's distracted. So I don't know that he has it in his heart. I think, here's my personal opinion about Ron DeSantis, he regrets running for president. He made a huge mistake. He listened to himself. I think he had this God complex, and look at the ads himself. He bought into all this stuff, and he quickly regretted it, but he's stuck. And here's the problem. At one chance of first impression, he's belly flop. He's down 30 points from where he started. So it's a terrible situation.
So I saw a few comments. Someone said he's not 100% wrong. Others said it's kind of fishy that he's supporting Trump now or he's backing him. But I wouldn't say Gavin Newsom's supporting Trump. I would say that he thinks that Trump is way ahead and there's no point that these people even compete, which a lot of people seem to agree with. But I will say this. I want to play this clip again because I do think that there's something fishy going on personally.
I used to get along great with him, when I was president. I got along really good, Gavin.
Well, you got along with Gavin Newsom?
I did, I really did. He was always very nice to me. He said the greatest things. He would say things like, "You're doing a great job." Oh, he was very
About
nice.
you?
He's doing it.
That's why I could never hit him, because he was so nice to me.
So because Gavin Newsom says nice things about Trump, he can't criticize him or hit at him, but he can criticize everybody else. It's bizarre, considering I think Gavin's one of the worst governors in the country, but whatever. The clip at hand, I guess I'll say this because everything is kind of perception and perspective, so an opinion is not necessarily wrong, especially when you're speculating on the future. But I will say this, I do understand where people are coming from, saying, he's playing a smart political game, like he's going to GOP debates, he's debating Sean Hannity. I don't have many clips of that. I just want to say this, though. That doesn't mean Gavin Newsom's good or he's the left-wing Trump. It just means that Sean Hannity's an idiot. I watched Sean Hannity get absolutely cooked. I'm talking cooked, like straight up well done, send it back, I wanted it medium rare, by RFK Jr. talking about the Ukraine war. Like, anybody with an IQ over 90 is going to cook Sean Hannity. He's not very bright, so that's why I do my job in the first place. It's like when we have these dummies like warmongering fake neocons and right-wing media just standing there as like controlled opposition getting debated by, Newsom, yeah, you can make anyone look good. AOC could make Dianne Feinstein. Like, it's like you put two dummies in a room or two liars in a room. That doesn't mean anything that Gavin Newsom does good against Hannity. They're probably friends. The way they talk, the way Trump and Gavin Newsom talk, it sounds to me like they're all friends and it's just like a WWE show for the masses. But back to that clip, here's where I disagree with people because I understand him saying,
I'm too nice.
Get a bunch of JP people up there, Trump's the real deal. It seems like the Democratic Party, in my perspective, they think that Trump's the one that's going to win, but also I think he's the one they want to win because I think he's easier for them to beat just based on like how wild he is, and maybe they have that formula. But I want to talk about what he said about DeSantis because I know that people like Trump so much that anybody that badmouths DeSantis, now they're just going to be like super fans of. I'm not joking. Like the amount of people in my Twitter feed that just because they love Trump, they're like, dude, Newsom's crushing DeSantis. Wow, Newsom's so handsome. Like, I'm like, you're fans of Gavin Newsom now? The worst governor? Do I have to remind people? And this is where the COVID stuff comes in. He was one of the most tyrannical governors in the entire country during COVID. He did a horrible job. Him and Ron DeSantis for years were basically battling with their states. DeSantis made him look like an idiot. And now because Trump and Gavin Newsom get along, we're just going to sit and act like handsome Gavin Newsom's crushing Ron DeSantis. Like, I just can't believe how tribal and stupid people are with politics, but whatever. It's like, we need to remind our people, especially as news analysts and journalists, that just because someone's good at lying doesn't make them a smooth politician. It doesn't make them a left-wing Trump. I don't like the fact that everybody's starting to brand Newsom as this smooth character who's crushing DeSantis because he said something. I don't even believe anything he said in that second part. The first part saying this is JV, these are a bunch of scrubs. I mean, he's posturing to basically shut down all the competition and speak some truth. But in the second clip, him saying he baited Ron DeSantis and he doesn't understand why Ron DeSantis is even debating him. I'll say this, and I truly believe this. During COVID, right? From 2020, early, or maybe like mid to late, through 2022, 2023, Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis kind of represented their parties. Like, Ron DeSantis really became the de facto leader of the Republican Party, and he showed what it was like to open. He allowed UFC to compete. He opened businesses, unlike what Kerry Lake tried to pathologically lie about. He didn't mandate vaccines. I believe that some corporations had success in Florida, but I don't believe it came from his pen or anything like that. And they were competing so much that they've been talking trash to each other for years. So I think DeSantis, he can't get Trump. We're going to play a clip later. He can't get Trump to debate him. Trump doesn't want to debate him. Trump doesn't want to go to the GOP debates. He doesn't have to. He doesn't want to debate DeSantis one-on-one. And DeSantis can't really get favor. He's in a bad situation because people like Trump so much. If he disses Trump, then people get mad. If he, doesn't say anything, he's being too weak. Like, maybe, I don't think it's a mistake, but he made the quote-unquote mistake of going against somebody that people don't really have the same standards for, and Trump is so beloved that, like, DeSantis can't really do much to break through. So if he wants to debate and DeSantis says, hey, I'll debate anybody, and Newsom says, hey, I'll debate you, why wouldn't he take it? I think Newsom is trying to posture and act like he conned Ron DeSantis and he's so smooth. And it's crazy to me that Republicans are falling for Gavin Newsom and being like, oh, he's so smooth, he really owns Ron DeSantis. Dude, Ron DeSantis benefits just as much, if not more, from this debate, and it really matters who wins the debate. If Ron DeSantis makes him look stupid, that's a huge win for our party and a huge win for the country. And you better bet your bottom dollar that Ron DeSantis is going to do a better job than Sean Hannity. Like, what are we supposed to do in this country? Are we supposed to just sit and watch Sean Hannity give softball interviews to Gavin Newsom and all these people and be like, yeah, that's all we can do, and we can't step up to the plate and offer a debate? I'd much rather see DeSantis debate Newsom, especially considering who they were during COVID, and especially the fact that now people are trying to gaslight in both parties the voter base into thinking it doesn't matter. Like, you go to the left wing and they'll be like, oh, COVID stuff doesn't matter. The reason they say that is because they were so in on the tyranny that if you ever figure out how in they were, you wouldn't vote for them. You'd vote Republican because it's the party of more liberty. And then when it comes to Trump, Trump is probably his weakest point out of any point is his COVID leadership. His rhetoric is the worst on that. His vaccine blabber's the worst on that. It's by far his worst topic. So the Trump campaign, and being that the Republican Party is probably going to pick Trump as their nominee, they're trying to gaslight their audience into thinking that the COVID stuff doesn't matter. Let's not talk about COVID. Let's just talk about economy. Well, the economy is imploded because of the COVID printing, and it started with Trump and it ended with Biden. And I know people don't want Ron DeSantis to say that because maybe it doesn't look good for the party, but it's the truth. That is the truth. And if we can't speak the truth in our party to win an election and we just have to gaslight people, I'm not saying Biden's innocent. He's in on it too. He's terrible. He's probably everything the Republicans are and worse on most topics, but we can't ignore reality. So I think that the Newsom DeSantis debate is necessary because, one, they're going to talk about the COVID measures because that's really what separates them. DeSantis did a great job for a couple of years. Gavin Newsom did the worst job in the country. And if you want to beat Gavin Newsom for president, you can't be calling him handsome and saying, oh my gosh, he's so great because he's making fun of Ron DeSantis. You need to show people why he's such a poor leader. And this is where my perspective starts to conflict with the Kerry Lakes and the Donald Trumps and the people who carry water for them. When you listen to Kerry Lake and Trump talk about DeSantis, they're trying to push this rhetoric that Florida would be fine with a Democrat. Florida is good because there's sunny weather. Florida is good because there's beaches. It's hard to mess that up. It's actually not hard to mess that up because Gavin Newsom did mess that up. You know what I'm saying? California millions of people are fleeing despite having paradise-like temperatures. It's better weather, and it's better, I would say, temperature in some cases than Florida, less humidity, etc. You could debate that, but whatever, that's a preference. And he proved that having beaches and sunny weather does not equal a good government and a good policy. So it's almost like they're setting the stage for Gavin Newsom to crush us in an election. They got Trump supporters slobbering over this guy, being like, oh, he's crushing DeSantis. No, he's spinning it in his way like a politician would to make him look like he's so great and he's owning DeSantis. And DeSantis has every right to debate him. Why wouldn't he debate him? If DeSantis crushes Newsom in that debate, that's really, really good for the future of America. And if DeSantis screws up in that debate, that's really, really bad for us. But I think he'll be able to run circles around Gavin Newsom. And I honestly think he'd run circles around Trump too, but we'll never get that debate because Trump doesn't want to. So what's DeSantis supposed to do? Just sit here and be like, nah, I don't have an opinion, I don't have a message, I'm just gonna be like a follower. That they want to turn us into Carrie Lakes, and I'm not being mean to her, I'm just saying, like, just repeat whatever Trump says and say that Florida has good weather so it's easy to govern. It's like, that's provably false with California. And this Newsom versus DeSantis is really a summary of the last 3 years of tyranny. One governor who snapped out of it and did a good job, one governor who held it. And you could see in Newsom's interviews, he's trying to gaslight people into thinking that him and DeSantis were very similar with their COVID policy, which is not true at all. Here's that clip.
Specific frameworks. All of us went through a process. I mean, there was few states that didn't go on aggressive lockdown, including
That was a close
I understand that, but it was.
So after a way more aggressive lockdown that lasted for years, mass mandates that lasted for years, policies that pushed way harder than DeSantis for years, they called him Death Santis, they said he's killing California. Now Gavin Newsom turns around and he's like, we all just did the same thing. And it's like, no, I don't care how much you hate Gavin Newsom or hate Ron DeSantis rather, or love either one of them. Like, I don't care if you're left wing, right wing, you like Trump, you don't like Trump. I don't care. You can't say that Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis did the same thing. They absolutely didn't. You might be able to say they did the same thing for a few weeks, but for 2 years, DeSantis did way more right things than Gavin Newsom, and Gavin Newsom went out of his way to terrorize his citizens and lock down and lose trillions of dollars, him in New York, to states like Texas and Florida as companies started fleeing, including Tesla. It's insane for us to gaslight our audience and be like, oh, and that's what Gavin Newsom's trying to do. He's trying to say, after being like a proud lockdown, a proud, tyranny pusher for 2 years, now he's like, we all did it. I mean, DeSantis did the same thing as me. No, it's not comparable what you did and DeSantis did. It's not. And Trump and Carrie Lake are trying to push that same exact rhetoric. I find it very bizarre. It's like, oh, the beaches, it doesn't matter. We all did it. Let's just not talk about it. It's like, no, let's absolutely talk about it. I have a lot more I want to say about this, and I do want to play a clip of DeSantis calling Trump a keyboard warrior and saying that he refuses to debate him to his face. But first, I very rarely have sponsors on my videos. I do have American Hartford Gold on this one. I'm appreciative. And if you ever want to buy gold or silver, check the link in my description and watch this clip real quick. When it comes to buying gold and silver, I trust and appreciate American Hartford Gold for many reasons. First, I'm grateful that they're willing to do a deal with me. Also, they've delivered almost $2 billion in gold and silver. They have thousands of satisfied clients. They have thousands of 5-star reviews. They're one of the only firms to offer a no-fee buyback commitment. They have a low price guarantee. If you find a lower price, they'll beat it and give you a free coin. Free shipping, free insurance, tax-free transaction, full service team with guidance throughout the life of your account. And to me, it's pretty simple. Gold is gold, silver is silver. If you've ever wanted to buy it and not been sure how to, or not known which company you could trust, American Hartford Gold is the place to start. Call 844-399-2448 or text DREAM to 65532. That's DREAM. Text DREAM to 65532. Or just check out the link in the description. American Hartford Gold's a great way to buy gold or silver and diversify your finances.
Oh no. Oh no!
Appreciate y'all for watching. Check the link in the bio.
I didn't expect
and
them
the
all to be
description in the
there.
bio.
They were pushing
Before I
top.
play the clip of DeSantis, I want to show this again.
Anybody to be there.
This is powerful imagery.
Lappers.
Okay? We want to win the next election.
I lost so much XP. That's the first time I died in like 10 games.
We have to remind example, what happened if we gaslight our audience, oh, it doesn't matter. It's all about the economy. But the economy imploded because of COVID.
I'm on. Let's go.
Party, no one cares about COVID tyranny anymore. It doesn't matter. One of two things must be true. Either that's a complete lie, which they're trying to promote in left-wing and right-wing media because the left-wing media was complicit with it, and the right-wing media is backing Donald Trump, and it's his weakest talking point, so they want to gaslight you into thinking nobody cares about it. Either that's true, or the country really doesn't care about it, and we're a pathetic country because so much liberty and freedom was sucked away. They printed too much money. Big Pharma got too much power. We got terrorized for years, and we're suffering with inflation because of it. So, like, you can't have any of the talking points you think you could have if your government can't even stop doing that. So I don't know which one's true, but me personally, I know this is only like a biased experience because I am myself. But I have a lot of people that follow me, athletes, celebrities, people that don't even like a lot of Republicans, and they like me and respect me and watch my videos because I reported the truth during the COVID tyranny. And I have people that would never vote for Republicans before maybe watching my video who would maybe consider it because I've been pushing that narrative for years where, yes, the Republican Party was in on a lot of it, especially Trump, but they did get off the tyranny quicker. They did, I would say, not mandate the vaccine as hard or at all. They didn't force masks as long. Like the Party of Liberty and Freedom that at least tried to get it back during the COVID stuff was the Republican Party. And a lot of people care about that. People don't understand just because they are zoomed into like Trump or Democrats or whatever, that everybody in this country experienced that. Nobody wants to go back on lockdown. Nobody wants to be forced masked. Millions of people are still being terrorized by this stuff. There's people that have been in the country for 15 years that are at risk of being deported and sent out because they can't renew their visa because they're not vaccinated. This stuff is not over. The only people trying to gaslight us into thinking it's over are Republicans that back Donald Trump because Trump's not good at talking about it. But how are we going to beat Gavin Newsom, the most tyrannical governor during COVID, if we can't even admit it happened? Like, what are we just going to sit here and say that he's awesome because he badmouths Ron DeSantis? It's insane to me how some of our party's acting, but I want to play this clip of DeSantis in full. He's now starting to kind of push back at Trump. And say what you want, I think what he's saying is valid. I like this idea of like, if Trump's going to talk all this stuff about me, I don't care, but why won't he say it to my face? And whether you like Trump or don't like Trump or like DeSantis or don't like DeSantis, it's the truth. At a certain point, I've said a lot of stuff about Ben Shapiro. I would sit down and debate Shapiro. I wouldn't dodge a debate. I wouldn't dodge a debate with anybody that I've talked about or has talked about me. I would love it. So, I think this is a good narrative for him because, if you don't agree with this, tell me what he's lying about, because I can't find a single thing.
He owes it to the voters to defend his record, to defend the decisions he's made, and also to defend why is he running on the same program in 2016 that he did not actually implement. For example, draining the swamp. He didn't fire Christopher Wray. He didn't fire Anthony Fauci. He didn't do anything to clean house. Now all of a sudden, he's going to slay the administrative state when he gave Fauci an award his last day in office. What about all the spending and debt? They racked up massive amounts of debt, particularly in his last year in office. Of course you're going to lead to inflation when you do that. So I think on issue after issue, he owes it to the voters to come out and do it. And I'd say the final thing, Bill, he's had a lot to say about me on social media really since 2022, right before the midterm election. He started attacking me when we all Republicans were supposed to be united for a red wave. No, he tried to attack me and has been doing it a lot. It's one thing to do it behind a keyboard. Step up on stage and do it to my face. I'm ready for it. You used to say I was a great governor. Now all of a sudden you're saying the opposite. Let's have that discussion, and I'll do it. We could do it one-on-one. I was with Sean last night. Let's do that.
I was about to pop off.
Let's give the American people the choice that they deserve.
I don't see anything wrong with that. He's like, listen, this guy sits on Truth Social. He sits online and just talks trash about me all the time. Why not say it to my face? Why not have a debate? I mean, that's a fair thing, but now the same, and this is the part that's crazy to me. Like, when it came to Katie Hobbs versus Carrie Lake, right? everybody in the Carrie Lake camp would say, Katie Hobbs doesn't want to debate Carrie Lake. Katie Hobbs is a coward. Katie Hobbs is afraid to debate. And it was true. She was afraid to debate, but also it was strategic for Katie Hobbs not to debate, because if she were to debate Carrie Lake, she probably wouldn't do that good of a job, considering she's not an impressive person. So she avoided the debate to win the election. Is that not the same exact thing that Donald Trump's doing? If Donald Trump is so much better and so much more honest and so much more amazing than Ron DeSantis, and he speaks the truth, and he's such a great leader, and Ron DeSantis is such a rhino, and Trump is so different than him, why doesn't Trump debate him? Because Trump is doing the same thing Katie Hobbs is doing. It's more strategic for him to duck, dodge, and not debate than it is for him to debate. So if Ron DeSantis can't get Trump to debate him, why wouldn't he debate Newsom? I don't see anything wrong with that. And people in the Republican Party are falling for Newsom's trick. He says something and everyone goes, oh, that's so based. Oh, Newsom's so awesome. Oh, he's so right. He lured in Ron DeSantis. He didn't lure in Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is the governor of Florida currently. Gavin Newsom is the governor of California currently. Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis faced off for 2 years and were the de facto leaders of their party while Donald Trump ran around selling vaccines on Newsmax and conservative media and not doing or saying that much. So they both called each other's bluff, essentially, where it's like, I would debate him. All right, let's debate. They're both not afraid of debating. So let's see what happens afterwards, because this idea that Gavin Newsom's so based because he lured Ron DeSantis into a trap, he didn't lure him into a trap. Trump won't debate DeSantis. It's like, what's the guy going to do? He's running against a presidential candidate who yaps on his social media, who makes all these videos about him, who refuses to say it to his face, who refuses to debate him, doesn't show up to the GOP debates, doesn't want to do a one-on-one interview with him. So why not take the opportunity and debate a budding young leader in the Democratic Party? And at the end of the day, we need to be good at debating to the point where we're not afraid to step in against a Democrat, because at the end of the day, if we're able to convince Democrats that we're right, or Gavin Newsom is, if Gavin Newsom does better than Sean Hannity, it doesn't mean Gavin Newsom's amazing. Sean Hannity's an idiot. You know what I'm saying? If you could find the clip of RFK Jr. talking about the Ukraine war with Sean Hannity, it was like a super genius talking to someone who drools on their diaper. He's like pooping his pants and what's it called? A bib. Sean Hannity was equivalent to like a smooth brain drooling on a bib. Like RFK Jr. made him look like a preschooler. That's like the level of intelligence that Sean Hannity has. Is he a good speaker? Sure. Is he interesting to listen to? Yes. Is he like an ethical, amazing debater? I don't think so. So if Newsom goes against him, are we supposed to just sit around and be like, hey, let's not debate Gavin Newsom. Let's let Sean Hannity make a fool of all of us on Fox News, and and that's the new thing. I think Ron DeSantis has just as much to gain from a debate with Newsom as Newsom does. And if DeSantis really wins the debate, it's going to be a huge W for him and us, and a huge L for the Democratic Party and Newsom. And if you want my honest opinion, I'm going to read some comments in a second. I don't see Trump doing well in a debate with Gavin Newsom. I really don't. Because I think on the COVID stuff, if you listen to Trump, he sounds like an idiot. So I don't understand how he would even be able to debunk anything that Gavin Newsom said, because he doesn't seem like he even knows anything anymore. Like 2018 Trump and Trump now, they seem like two different people to me. I don't know if it's age or ego or, weathering the storm of being in the media spotlight for that long, which is extremely harsh and rough. But, it's like, let me know. Who would you rather send in a debate with Gavin Newsom? Would you rather Donald Trump debate him or DeSantis? I think DeSantis knows how to handle himself, and honestly, I think DeSantis would crush Trump at this point, because Trump in his prime would probably beat DeSantis, because Trump in his prime was awesome. Trump in his prime told the truth. Trump in his prime didn't gaslight as much. But now, you listen to him and he's like, sunny weather. Yeah, if you have sunny weather, it's easy to run Florida. Even Charlie Crist ran Florida. All you need is beaches. It's like, does he think I'm stupid? And then Carrie Lake repeats that. Do I have to be dumb now in order to support these people? I don't get it, because that's a terrible talking point. That's a talking point that would get you laughed out of a debate. You know, Newsom would eat you up. But when it comes to, you know, we'll see what happens. DeSantis versus Newsom, that's going to be very, very telling. If DeSantis cooks him, that's really good for our party, and that's setting the president. If DeSantis looks like an idiot and Gavin Newsom cooks him, then it's like, dang, Gavin Newsom's more impressive than I thought he was. Maybe these people are right. Maybe he really is posturing and, you know, like a good politician. But this is just my opinion. Let me know in the comment section. Our job as journalists and news analysts and even podcast hosts or whatever, our job is not to like slot. We can give credit where it's due. Like, oh, that was really sneaky. Like, for example, it's like, say AOC goes to the border and she takes a picture and she's like, and then they take the picture and she's like, okay, did you get that picture? I'm gonna put it on Time Magazine or whatever. Our job is not to be like, wow, AOC's based. AOC's the left-wing Trump. I feel like our job is to be like, okay, you could compliment her political move, maybe be like, oh, that was pretty smooth. But at the same time, you know, she's a phony. Like, our job is to see through the propaganda and call it out, not fall for the propaganda and be like, based in AOC pill. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the equivalent of what people are doing with Gavin Newsom. Did he, you know, what did he really do? He showed up to the GOP debate and was like, wow, that's a bunch of amateurs over there. Like, imagine if I showed up to the Democratic debate or DeSantis shows up to the Democratic debate and he looks at that and he looks at like Cory Booker and all those clowns that were on the stage with Biden and be like, oh, you know, the Democratic Party is filled with a bunch of clowns. And then all of the Democratic voters were like, wow, Ron DeSantis is so based. Like, no, even Democrat voters are smarter than that. Like, it's easy to roast the Democratic primary because it's a bunch of ding-dongs up there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody on the left is going to give Ron DeSantis credit for showing up to a Democrat debate and saying the obvious that most people up there are JV and ding-dongs. It's the same with, like, Gavin Newsom. He shows up and makes fun of, you know, the Tim Scott and Nikki Haley and all these other people, and then he makes generic comments about DeSantis, acting like he played 3D chess and just made him look so bad, like, oh, how dare he debate me? It's like, why? What's wrong with him debating you? It's a smart move for him, considering he's down in the polls and nobody will debate him. Like, you know, why? Like, if Trump won't debate him, why not have an intellectual debate with the guy that you were pretty much facing off against for 3 years during the COVID tyranny? And this is my perspective. I believe the biggest mistake that Republicans are making is ignoring COVID tyranny and not adding it to their list of things that they're campaigning on. And I think that's the way to beat Newsom. And if you don't have that in your arsenal, I don't understand how you're going to beat a guy like that, because that's some of the worst stuff that was ever done, and nobody even cares about it now. And I truly believe that most people care about the culture that they're programmed to care about. So, like, I know people that for sure remember what it was like to be locked down, and I think if you leaned into it and are like, listen, we're the party of freedom. We're the party of, you know, opening businesses early. This is our track record. We didn't mandate the vaccine. We didn't force the test. Most people like that. I have tens of thousands of people following me that aren't even Republicans because of my COVID reporting. You can't tell me that people don't care about it. You can't tell me that RFK hasn't gained millions of supporters because of it. You can't tell me Ron DeSantis didn't win the election by a lot because of it. And you can't tell me that Governor Kemp didn't blow out Herschel Walker because Herschel Walker was just being in Trump's shadow. And Brian Kemp stepped out of Trump's shadow and opened Georgia before Trump told him to. You can't tell me that that's not the reason that Kemp and DeSantis won by a sizable amount. People respect it on a local level. Most people who got the vaccine, they're not as thrilled about it as they were when they got it. Most people who were forced masks were just going through the motions. Most people who couldn't travel for years wanted to travel, whether they're left-wing or right-wing or non-voters. I know if you stepped into this narrative that you could actually win a topic like 70-30, but Republicans don't want to talk about it because they're being led by a guy who talks about it in a dumb manner. That's the only reason people want to act like it didn't happen, and I really don't understand it. Border security, important. You know, policing and the crime rates in Democrat cities, important.
Did we really get
economy, absolutely important, but the root of the economy failing was the COVID printing. That's definitely a huge chunk of it, at least. So to not talk about that and talk about economy, would be like, we need to grow a tree, but we don't have seeds. It's like, well, you can't do. You're never going to get a good
Well,
economy if you can't stop printing money because of an emergency virus, or it's like a problem that DeSantis said that happened. Like, people are mad that he mentioned that it was Trump and Biden. They're like, oh, is he working for Democrats? It's like, so Charlie Kirk and TVUSA say socialism sucks, right? Socialism sucks, but when Republicans and Democrats come together in 2020 to do socialism, they don't talk about it, but they're mad at Ron DeSantis for talking about the socialism that Trump and both parties did. That's the problem, not the social. So it's like, what is Turning Point USA? Because they don't care about socialism. That's not their big thing. It's like, you know, they're mad that someone had the gall to bring up that both parties did it. It's so, and then you got people on Twitter just like slobbering over Gavin Newsom. It's very wild. I'm going to read a few comments. God bless you guys. Let's see what you guys think. This is my wrap up real quick, and then I'm going to read a few comments and take off. I understand why people are giving Newsom credit, but it's very easy to just show up to a GOP debate, make fun of them, and say, I outsmarted DeSantis. Like, he's not doing anything that amazing. Like, he's sweating, he looks slimy. Like, it's not like he's blowing my mind with, like, my little tricks where I'm like, dang, that was so smooth. I'm like, yeah, no, he said moderately interesting stuff, but, like, anyone could do that. Joe Biden could have showed up and been like, come on, Jack, that's a bunch of amateurs up there. Are we going to be like, base Biden, he's the left-wing Trump now? It's like, what? You know what I'm saying? People are stuck in this narrative, and all these right-wing Republican speakers, they all just say the same things. And this is why I laugh hysterically. Like, Michael Knowles has been crying on Twitter because he's like, oh, people are ratioing, oh, the DeSantis people are coming after me. And it's like, it's not DeSantis people coming after you. It's a free market of ideas, and your ideas suck, and you're just cozied up at Daily Wire saying stupid crap that's like 70, 60 IQ. And people are starting to wake up and realize that it's not impressive, and they tell you your takes aren't impressive, and then you cry. It's like everybody's coddled in their little conservative establishment world. It's like, let me just say, bottom of the barrel, low IQ stuff that's safe, that I can keep my business relationships and keep my, you know, position in MAGA world and not really rock the boat too much. And then they say it and nobody likes it anymore, and then they're like, wow, people are hurting me. It's like, you know, it's just so bizarre. But long story short, I think that people are giving Gavin Newsom too much credit, and if we're the media and we're the new media, like, our job is not to be like, wow, that propaganda was amazing. It's like, okay, that was like somewhat sneaky, but it's really not impressive considering the fact that anyone could have done that with a 5th grade understanding of the English language, and he didn't say anything revolutionary or interesting. And debating Sean Hannity is like debating a 5th grader. So it's like, you know, we need to put up our smartest people to make Gavin Newsom look silly. We can't have a bunch of people being like, Gavin Newsom's base and amazing, and then Sean Hannity debates him, and Gavin Newsom does a decent job because Sean Hannity's a moron, and be like, wow, that really proves it. Oh, but, you know, but we're also going to say it's awesome that Gavin Newsom is debating DeSantis, and he totally played DeSantis. Dude, DeSantis is probably 3 times smarter than Sean Hannity. Please put him on a stage with Gavin Newsom. Please let them debate about stuff. It's going to be 30 times better for our party than Sean Hannity. I'm not even convinced Sean Hannity's on our side. In fact, I never was. Even during the Trump era when he was like Trump, I don't trust Sean Hannity at all. I think he's a establishment media mouthpiece who will push any war agenda possible, and he'll suck up to anyone he has to, but when the time comes, he'll have the same foreign policy as Democrats and Lindsey Graham. I trust a tube of toothpaste more than I trust Sean Hannity, so I don't think it would be like me giving credit to AOC because she outmaneuvered Don Lemon or something. It's like, is that really that impressive? Or is that a controlled arena of impressive to make everybody act like it's impressive when it's really not impressive? And I'm not saying DeSantis is like the #1 most trustworthy person, but he'll put up a better fight than Hannity. You could guarantee it. It's like when I debated Vivek, you know, or Vivek, or however you say his name. Vivek, it rhymes with cake and snake and, you know, all these other things. That's fine. Whatever. You know, his team was somewhat nice to me after. Long story short, you know, look how mad the media got at me after I debated Vivek. They don't want people to ask real questions. You know, if you ask real journalistic questions in an interview, they get mad at you. They're like, how dare you exist? Like, we're the ones who get to ask the stupid questions. Like, look at the Republican establishment talking to, like, DeSantis and all those people on the stage. They're like, if one of you was on an island, you know, which one would be voted off? Are you kidding me? You have governors, politicians, wannabe presidents, senators, you know what I'm saying? People that have taken billions of dollars of donor money on a stage, you know, combined. And that's your question. That's your journalistic question. Who would you vote off an island if you could vote someone off an island? What are you even talking about? Like, that's the stupidest question. Like, this is what they want. They want this, like, TMZ style, like, oh, Sean Hannity lost an interview to Newsom. Whoa, like, that's not impressive, you know? And acting like Newsom is so special because he badmouthed, you know, DeSantis and complimented Trump. The Democrats know exactly what they're doing. In my opinion, I played the clip earlier. I find it very bizarre that Trump refuses to, like, criticize or hit Gavin Newsom. He says, I won't hit at Gavin Newsom because Gavin Newsom's nice to me. Me and Trump get along. It's pretty weird that Trump and Gavin Newsom get along. It's pretty weird that Trump is more comfortable bashing Thomas Massey, the best Republican in our party, but he won't bash DeSantis that hard because DeSantis is nice to him. What type of, you know, Republican leader is nicer to Gavin Newsom than Thomas Massey? Like, that's not a red flag to people that he's willing to try to kick Thomas Massey out of the party, but not, you know, hit too hard at Gavin Newsom because him and Gavin Newsom get along. That's a little weird. And then you have Gavin Newsom showing up at the GOP complimenting Trump. It's a little weird. Trying to act like it's completely over and that he's outmaneuvered DeSantis. I think they want Trump, personally. It's like, I think Gavin Newsom and Trump are friends. I'm going to play this clip real quick. Hopefully. Like, is this not a little weird to people or no? Is this not weird?
Why did he leave Pat?
Hold on a second.
I used to get along great with him, you know, when I was president. I got along really good, Gavin.
Well, you got along with Gavin Newsom?
I did. I really did. He was always very nice to me. He said the greatest things. He would say things like he's doing a great job. Oh, he was very
About
nice.
you?
About me. That's why I could never hit him, because he was so nice to me.
That's not a little weird to people? Could you imagine? I'm just saying. Could you imagine if Ron DeSantis said that, or Candace Owens said that, or DC Drano said that, or anyone said that? To pick a single person, the Hodge twins, David Harris Jr., whatever. Pick one Republican leader, candidate, politician, influencer, you know, radio host, and they said exactly what Trump just said. They said, me and Gavin Newsom actually really get along. He says nice things about me, and I won't hit at him because he's nice to me. Dude, Dan Bongino's career would be over. Candace Owens' career would be over. DC Drano's career would be over. Ron DeSantis would be laughed out of the party. Not a single person could get away with taking the worst and most tyrannical governor in the country and being like, I refuse to hit him because me and him get along.
Nice to me. Yeah, he told me literally that he was nice.
That's why
to me.
the whole Trump thing is so fascinating to me, because it's like, what can't this guy do? What can't he do? And at what point do we have to just admit that there are massive double standards? Like, nothing matters in this party anymore to a lot of people except for Trump. And I'm just saying in general, you can look at a lot of people that are having really suspect takes about this stuff and look at their business, look at the events they're doing, look at who they surround themselves by, look at who they interview. It's about the economy. There is a huge economy in playing stupid. There is a huge economy in not ruffling feathers. There is a huge economy into gaslighting your audience for a certain person. There's a huge economy just saying the status quo, what's going to get you booked at Turning Point. There's a huge economy for that. But here's the thing that's beautiful, and I've seen it time and time and time again. At the end of the day, the truth is like a pillar that lasts for thousands of years. So what might seem unpopular today, what might seem weird today that I'm saying or someone else is saying, if it's true, it's going to age well. It's going to age well, right? And I think in general, like if I say in early 2020, you know, the vaccine's going to be mandated and there's not even a vaccine yet. People call me a conspiracy theorist. The left-wing media calls me an anti-vaxxer. Right-wing people were calling me anti-Trump for suggesting he didn't have it all under control. And then 2 years later, people are messaging me on Instagram and saying, oh, Anomaly, I really didn't want to believe what you were saying, but it was true. And it's like, it's not about me and it's not about my personality. It's about the truth. If what I'm saying is true, It doesn't matter. I don't care who disagrees with me anymore. I don't care how much they cry. I don't care how much they wham. It's true if it's true, you know? And when it comes to the money printing, it's like Biden is not innocent. He prints too much money. He sucks at governing. But also Trump did print too much money also. That is also true. So can we say it? I don't know, but I just did. Gavin Newsom, by the way, guys, he also is raising the minimum wage to $20. So I looked at the bill a little bit because I wanted to talk about it. He passed or signed some law that now for fast food industries, $20 minimum for hiring people. So we're going to talk about that real quick because on one hand, I looked into it. I was like, is this going to affect small businesses? Apparently it's not. He's doing it, which is interesting because if he would have done it for all restaurants, that would really screw over people. But I believe he's doing it for only mega conglomerates that have more than like 50 or 80 stores national. Like he's basically defining a fast food, store as a company that has like multiple different locations. I think it's over 50 or something, or 30. So long story short, I asked my audience, like, what do you think that's going to do? Because on one hand, I want people to get paid more. On another hand, if you jack the price up, they could just jack the price of the burger up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They can make a $10 burger $15, and now they're making more money, and we're all losing more money. I don't think it works the way people think it works. It's nice to pay people more, absolutely, but it's like when Trump handed out COVID checks and then Biden handed out COVID checks. It's like, it's nice to give people money. Trust me. I wish I was like Willy Wonka and I could throw them all out like they were schnozberries in the hood. Giving out, hopefully I don't get robbed. I probably would. But in general, I go to every hood in America and I just start throwing out, $100 bills like schnozberries. But in general, I wish I could do that with Federal Reserve money, but you can't do that without inflating the currency. It doesn't work that way. So it's like, in theory, hey, we could pay everybody more. But let's just look at the gas in California. Why is the gas so much in California? Is it that much different than the gas in Texas? Is it that hard to get gas to this state? No, it's because of the policy. They have insane energy policy. So they might be doing this and that for us, but now my health care is this amount. Now I'm paying more for gas. Now I'm paying more for rent. Now I'm paying more for sandwiches. Now the price of everything's going up. Oh, but you got $2 more an hour. It's like, well, $2 more an hour doesn't matter if I lose that on gas and groceries alone, and now I'm 10% less than I was a year ago anyway. It's like basic economics where Democrats are genius level at pretending like they're doing something good when they're actually doing the wrong thing. And I want to end on this note real quick. I think that moving forward, and I know that I could do a better job of this as well. I'm a little tough on my audience. I'm sure a lot of people hate me now. That's okay. I'll get over it. But in general, in order to win the future, we need to figure out how to debate. We need to figure out how to get our message across. And I believe when it comes to minimum wage, the reason that Democrats win the youth, I know because I was once that youth that was fooled by some of their stuff. Not all of it, but some of the Democrat stuff fooled me. And I remember how they fooled me. Because I would listen to Democrats and they'd promise all these things that weren't true, but I wasn't old enough to know that they were true or not. I didn't pay for taxes. I didn't pay rent. I didn't pay for shit. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what they were even saying. But long story short, they sounded compassionate. They sounded thoughtful. They knew that this country was screwed up, because it is, and they provided a false solution and it sounded good. When you listen to some Republicans, I'm not saying all, but some, they do sound heartless. They do sound non-compassionate. Who cares about this and that? That's how you lose 80% of the youth. You have to explain to them, we don't want people to be poor. We don't want workers to make less. I want workers to make more. But you have to understand, if you raise the wages, but then they raise the price of the burger, and then they raise the price of gas, and then they mandate health insurance that you're not allowed to opt out of, now you just paid $15,000 more than you would have. And I was that, Bernie, I thought Bernie was the real deal because I didn't understand economics. And then I realized that I had to pay $3,000 to $4,000 a year for health insurance I didn't want, and Democrats wouldn't let me opt out, unlike all the other states. And in general, I'm broke, having to pay $4,000 for something I can't even use. It's like, wait, you're just stealing my money. And it's like, yeah, that's the Democrat way. They pretend like they're helping you. They steal your money. Everything goes up. You can't afford anything. The cities are filled with crime, and they give you a thumbs up. But we need to explain it that way. or else we just seem like a bunch of buffoons. And it's like, you know, a lot of the youth, they'll listen to certain talking heads in the Republican Party, and it seems like a lot of the talking heads at Fox News, I'm not saying all of them, because some of them are okay, but it seems like they're really just there to make people not like them. Like, say Sean Hannity. Am I supposed to be impressed that Gavin Newsom did a good job against Sean Hannity? No. Sean Hannity, to me, just exists to make us look bad. I didn't like Sean Hannity when I was 15. I don't like him now. I don't hate him. I don't think he's like a horrible guy or anything. I'm sure we'd be friends if we met in person. But in general, it's like, he's not impressive to me. He pushes the war agenda. He's just there to make us all, to make Democrats want to vote Democrat. You know, and like Rachel Maddow is a psychopath. It's like either she turns you into a radical psycho, or you look at her and be like, I don't want to vote for those people. It's like some of these people in media just exist to like ramp people up and never really accomplish anything. You know, so I get that everybody plays a role, but I think in order to win the future, we need to figure out how to sound compassionate, because at the end of the day, the Democrats are master manipulators. And yes, you can give Newsom credit if you want and say he's being good at manipulating, but then I guess you could say AOC is being manipulative too when she takes a picture at the border, where they're being manipulative, taking pictures of the kids crawling under the barbed wire. So it's like, what is our job? Is our job to say that they're amazing propagandists, or is our job to say, how do we counter that? Because this is the fundamental issue in the
One of the most important issues in this.
Say, how do we counter that? Because this is the fundamental issue in the GOP right now, media-wise.
The first game
I agree that Democrats have master propagandists, but why is our media so crappy? Because our media, and I've been saying this to people, and I'm not trying to be a dick, it pretty much just exists to line their own pockets. They don't really care. A lot of these people, they would lose a fortune if they ever unbiasedly covered DeSantis and Trump, so they can't do that, so they don't do that, because they know no matter who wins the primary, they're going to make money either way, and they don't want to sacrifice their dollar for an opinion that might get them in trouble, so they just push the status quo and they become the new establishment media. And yes, everybody makes money, and that's okay. I'm just saying, shouldn't you put character and morals and your true beliefs over money? I think you should. I always have. Some people don't. Most people don't. But that's why I feel like our country's suffering, because no men have character anymore. No men have courage anymore. They just go with what will make them safe, and that's why nothing's safe anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's a travesty. But in general, I think we need to figure out how to relay our message, not just be annoying. And I think that Democrats on college campuses do a fantastic job of seeming compassionate and thoughtful, and a lot of Republicans are just rough around the edges, like, screw you, I don't care what you are, blah, 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 I'm gonna guzzle gas, you know, screw the environment. Like, what? You know, like, I get for a shock value, everyone has freedom of speech. You could be like, ha, 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 screw the environment. But, like, I'll see, like, accounts, I know they're just doing it for shock value, but they're like, oh, you're gay if you like the environment. And it's like, to me, that's funny. Comedically, I laugh at that. I'm like, haha, that's funny. But it's like, that's not going to get us votes. That's not going to get us support, telling people that they're gay if they like the environment. Like, you know, it's like, okay, so what do we want to just pour oil all over our oceans? That's based and straight, and it's gay to, you know, clean the oceans. I mean, I get what people are saying, but at the end of the day, like, that's why we're losing, because we don't know how to portray our message and show we're the moral ones. And at the end of the day, like, if you are conservative and you are, you know, in that zone, isn't that why you're conservative? Because you're moral? Don't you think all of your opinions are more moral than Democrats? You think your opinion on gender is more moral than Democrats? You think your opinion on oil and gas is more moral than Democrats? You think your opinion on vaccine mandates is more moral than Democrats?
Maybe
you think your opinion on economics is more moral? Every conservative I talk to, they're conservative because they believe their ideas and they think that they're more moral. So why is it so hard for us to tell that to the youth, that our side is more moral? And in order to convince us that in order to convince them that we're more moral, we need to believe it, we need to know our talking points, and we need to act like it. If you watch the only time they brought me on the television, and they'll probably never do it again because I blew it out of the water, patting myself on the back, and not going to pretend like I'm not. Look at my Laura Ingraham interview. I crushed it because I talked about climate change in a way that none of them are honest or smart enough to talk about. Sorry, it's just true. they were like, oh, Greta Thunberg sucks. And it's like, that's not a point that's going to make sense to anybody. Like, okay, you're mad at the girl who's like a propagandist and put there. Sure, you don't have to like her, but why don't you explain why you don't believe in the narrative they're putting forth with climate change? And I broke it all down because I was like, listen, I have NASA data on my side. There's volcanoes under melting ice glaciers that they don't tell you about. One of the fastest, shrinking glaciers in the world, the Jacob Chapin Glacier, grew for 3 years straight, according to National Geographic. So I believe in cleaning the air, cleaning the water, and cleaning the oceans. At the same time, we have to really think about what we're doing, because if we're focused on this thing and it's not exactly what they're saying, we're actually going to ruin the country. And it's like, that's a talking point that would make sense to a kid and wake someone up, not just being like, screw them, screw the environment, screw the Democrats. It's like, screw those people. It's like, no, it doesn't, like, that's not a good argument. You know what I'm saying? That, and we all have to remember, like, what got us to get somewhere. Like, sometimes it's being like pushed in a direction, but it's someone that made sense to me. Like, I snapped out of believing what the left said in this topic when I heard somebody say it accurately and intelligently and thoughtfully, and I'm like, well, that makes sense. Who woke me up to a lot of the pharmaceutical corruption? I knew the industry was corrupt my whole life, but who really educated me on vaccinations, etc.? It was a friend who told me to look up Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And why did Robert F. Kennedy Jr. convince me that I now know more listening to him? Because he said it very thoughtfully, very educated, and very compassionately. He wasn't like, screw you. It was like, here's what it is, here's the history of it, here's the liability clauses. And I immediately got it. That's why I told my audience that in 2020. I'm like, look at the liability clauses. Do you not understand that Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson have zero liability for side effects, injuries, and deaths? To me, that was like an aha moment. I'm like, wait, under the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act and the PrEP Act, they don't have any liability for side effects, injuries, and deaths? That's why they can oversell their product and lie to you about it, because they don't have any financial liability if something goes wrong. That was an aha moment for me, and RFK Jr. told me that years ago before the pandemic, and because of a friend that I trusted, she showed it to me, and I listened. It's like, that is a talking point that wakes somebody up. A lot of conservative media, when I watch them, it's basically like, let's just fleece Republicans dry. They're not even trying to be convincing. They're not even trying to be honest anymore. They're not trying to gain new votes or wake people up. They're basically just trying to act like bullies on a playground, because it's that extreme content that gets them clicks and revenue. Because it's like, if you say something pretty moderate and reasonable, maybe it goes viral, but most of the time it probably doesn't. If you say something that pisses everybody off, then both sides respond to it, and that goes viral. I get it. That's the cap.
Thank you very much. Hello, Dubuque, and hello, Iowa. I'm thrilled to be back in the proud home of the first in the nation caucuses. You know why? Because I put you there, and I'm going to keep you there. You're going to always be there. You're going to always be there. The Democrats did it a little bit differently. They left, remember? I have a feeling you're going to remember that. Less than 4 months from now, each of you is going to cast the most important vote of your lives. It's going to be the most important election of all of our lives, because our country is going to hell. With your support, on Monday, January 15th, we're going to win the Iowa caucuses in a historic landslide. We're going to crush Crooked Joe Biden. We're going to crush Crooked Joe. Damn. Next November, we're going to make America great again in the most important election in the history of our country. I want to thank state representatives. Shannon Lundgren, she's been so great. Where's Shannon? Stand up, Shannon. Thank you, Shannon. Great job.
Thank you, Shannon.
Steve Bradley. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
What the hell? Let's get back in the game. This ball is so full. 16. Where did the Gengar go? Hope your score was worth it. Why is it on 8? Oh my god.
The final stretch! The final stretch! You're on fire! You're on fire!
Oh, I missed.
You're on fire! You're on fire!
Oh man. 42 seconds. What the hell? Gotta admit, your boy Zordo's training, bro. Your boy Zorro, 15.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up! Time's up!
One more game. I think 2 more games.
You win! You win!
I didn't even get that much damage. Movie water nose. Garchomp. Let's get it.
Ready? Ready? Go! Go!
I ain't gonna listen to. This guy better not stink. He's gonna be stinky. Ew, P.U. stinky. Oh no. What is this guy doing? Run! Hey. We should have been on pad, I guess. But... There's no way the burst come up at 8 minutes, right? Oh. One harvest. Rat. Oh, I died. Guys, 10 seconds. That was a crazy push, huh?
You're on fire! You're on fire!
Why'd they come challenging? That's why. That was way too much comeback XP. Oh my goodness. Now we gotta fight right. I should have left.
The Babylon Bee Podcast. Subscriber Bonanza.
The final stretch! The final stretch!
Hey everyone, welcome to...
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Welcome everyone to the very first ever subscriber exclusive podcast called Subscriber Bonanza or something. It's called the subscriber story. A subscriber.
I wanted you to keep going.
Another colon. How many colons did you fit? 2 colons is not too excessive, but then you gotta get some hyphens in there. Okay. Part 2. Oh.
What a goal!
Ellipses. It starts with an ellipses. ... Oh yeah, colon, a subscriber story, colon, brought to you by VSD or whatever. I feel like you were joking about. Maybe that's a callback to an episode that they might have. Subscribers see every episode. I feel like it starts with an ellipses is a good name for like your autobiography or something. And I could see you on the front like starts with an ellipsis. Like
a Mitch McConnell interview.
Oh.
With an ellipsis.
I feel like there was an earthquake just now or something. That was very.
A plane just landed on the roof.
It was very rumble. Earthquakes end with an ellipsis. You don't know who's alive. Did you see that horrible video where the freaking plane that was doing the gender reveal?
I saw that story. I didn't watch it.
It kind of popped up on my Twitter feed, like someone reposted it. I'm like, oh, I just watched somebody do that. Somebody died.
Oh wow.
Yeah, if you don't realize they died first, it's kind of cool. And then you find out they died.
What?
I like
in
watching a horrific crash. Oh my god.
Yeah. Like in NASCAR, you know,
Yeah.
I don't really like NASCAR.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up! Time's up! win! You win!
The situation. It's a finally gonna have to get him. Give me the games. Let's go. Give me the games.
Podcast IRL will be live in Miami with Patrick Bet-Dave. Show will be up at about 10 p.m. Don't miss it. And let's read your super chats. We got Mr. Batalon. He says, "What shoes do chickens wear? Buck. Aha. And you paid me for that joke? Wow, thank you. Clint Torres. Howdy, people. Howdy. Howdy, Clint. Your second super chat of this time around. Bears fan in Cheeseland says $2 closer to our alternative economy. Yeah, man, guys, download Public Square, and winning the culture war can be as simple as using the Public Square app to find businesses that share your values and buying products from them. They have a map where you can see all the businesses around you, and it's growing every day. It's awesome. In our area, we can see all the restaurants that we'd rather go to. I love it.
You told me about that the other day, and I started looking at the near me, and I was very pleased, pleasantly pleased by it.
And you go into the business, and you can say, "Hey, I found you guys on Public Square," and they're going to be like, "Yes, we love it. It's so amazing. High five." And then you know that, like, you're talking to someone.
I almost
It's amazing when we first found out about it that so many businesses knew about it before we did. And I'm like, we've got our ears to the ground on all this stuff, and then so many businesses were already using it when we first started talking with the team over Public Square.
Right, I need to speak to them. My phone won't let me use it. It just says look at Public Square and the app will work on my device. So.
Really?
Ready, go!
Is it 20 years old?
Maybe, I don't know. It's it is an S9 Plus. So it's
Whoa!
I know, right?
Yeah, that might be the issue.
Yeah, but you know, trying to avoid dating you.
All right. Raymond G. Taylor Jr. says, "Guys, I remember a time when boys don't hit girls. Today, though, if you're a boy but pretend you're a girl, you can most certainly hit girls." Well, we got a lot to talk about through that story, but that'll be up in the next one. Stephen Say says, "I had to take out a loan from the credit union so I could super chat, and Tim won't read them." Well, I'll just write it right now. You took out a $10 loan? I guess it's a credit card. That's a loan. Shane Wilder says, "With Cenk running for president, I would like to announce that I too will be running on the Democratic ticket. No, I'm not a Democrat, but I am running on a platform of memes and abolishing the Fed." Well, I don't know what Cenk's point was because he's not a natural born U.S. citizen, so I guess that's not happening. I don't know.
That is a rule I like, though, that you have to be natural born U.S. citizen to run for president. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even. I agree.
Yeah.
Waffle Sensei says, "If Republicans were smart, they would be wargaming, investing, and preparing for a campaign against Newsom. Everything is set up to fight Biden, and they may just drop Joe for Gavin early to mid-2024. If I were the machine, that would be my plan." Yeah, Biden, what's going to happen? Is he going to be given super soldier serum if he ages him, and then all of a sudden Hunter Biden's going to come out with a stack of evidence proving that eventually Trump did all the things they accused him of? And then it's going to be irrefutable evidence, so irrefutable that even Trump supporters believe it?
Did you watch any of the impeachment?
Very little. But I did go through the evidence published by the House, and there's too much. There's trying. A lot. I did a video, and I'm like scrolling through it. I'm like, guys, I'm skipping the China stuff, the Romania stuff. I'm only talking about the Ukraine stuff, and then after like 15 minutes, I'm like, okay, you get the point. It's
a
insane
lot.
how much evidence there is.
There's a lot of evidence that he took money from Ukraine to affect foreign policy.
Yeah. No, it really is crazy that they have this graphic they built where you scroll down and there's like arrows and there's pictures and there's news stories and there's links and there's bank records, and I'm just like, this is too much for me.
Well,
and then the media goes, there's no evidence.
And then Raskin says there's no evidence, and it's like if you look at it and you're like, this is what evidence looks like.
There's a bank record showing the Biden family receiving money from a Chinese business. Like, what are they saying? They're just lying. These people are evil.
Yeah.
It's crazy. viable. But have we totally shut the door on
Yeah, that's the scariest thing that I can come up with. Because I think that she would walk over any Republican, and not on any merits of her own. Just the American people would be like, Obama, love the name, Michelle, she's great, let's do this. I don't think brains would be left at the door, and it would be all voting for, let's get Obama back. She's, Obama but female, so that's Obama but a little better. It would be the most emotionally driven, mindless brain checkout vote ever, and I think she would waltz over anyone. Scariest scenario.
She has no record.
I don't think that it matters.
No.
Yeah.
There's nothing to attack her on.
Exactly. And anyone that does, you think of all of the reasons you can call someone all the bad names. Oh, you're attacking a woman. You're attacking a black woman. You're not going to vote for the.
Well, but that's why we have to win the culture wars, to get rid of all of that trash.
We won't get a chance if she runs.
Right. Well, maybe.
I mean, that's why it's so scary, because there would.
She was just paid $750,000 to give a talk for like an hour.
That indicates a run for president.
Yeah.
Doom.
So here's how it works. If you want to run for president, nobody can give you. If you're running for president, you can't get paid more than $2,700 or something like that. So what happens is, whenever someone is preparing to run, they give these speeches where they get paid so much money. Hillary Clinton did it with Goldman Sachs. Now we're seeing Michelle Obama get the $750K. Everyone's talking about it. Why? It's indicative of the presidential run. You get paid a massive stick of cash for something arbitrary like a consultation or a speech. Then when you announce, that's a donation.
There is nothing that, just like you said, there's nothing you can attack her with, and any attacks that you make against her, it's all racist and sexist. Okay, I'm not trying to bring up that one.
Wait, real quick, is Michelle Obama in prediction for the Democratic Party? She's not. Wow, she's not even on the list.
She would waltz into the
You're on fire! You're on fire!
Like the doors were open as soon as she announces over. Because Donald Trump could never. Not that I like. None of this is like something that I like. But every attack that Donald Trump could pop.
I like this. This is fear-mongering. Almost like what I'm doing to these people in the game.
I kind of had to take a Unite move to the face.
Nintendo kept the professional's dream alive, moving into the Wii U era. The final stretch! The final stretch! You're on fire! You're on fire! Like the Wii U's, being inclined to offer an alternative. Unlike the classic controllers, this is its own entity. Oh. This is an actual controller.
Wow.
What a goal! What a goal! Camera. Wow, this is for professionals. I'm fucking miserable. During this airing. Many people have become increasingly agitated at these things, thinking that's not what gaming is. This is. I'm fucking miserable. What a goal! What a goal! What a goal! What a goal! We're talking good. Why does that make this? Because of the stigma of playing Nintendo. You're on fire! You're on fire! But due to this thing being just a controller with no bells or whistles, the Wii U itself being way too reliant on the gamepad, it made the Wii U Pro Controller way less practically useful than it deserved to be. So many games, for no reason, just don't support it. Or if they do, you sometimes have different sections. Like with a few stages in Super Mario 3D World, some areas in Breath of the Wild. They require motion to complete puzzles. On top of that, precision to being gyro wing. Using a bow and arrow in that game is significantly worse than just the Pro Controller. Sometimes you have to boot a game up with the gamepad and swap over to the Pro Controller. The most egregious example is what a goal! What a goal! That's it. Support. Tolerate the plastic. It never advertises anything.
Master.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Time's up. I'm pissed. Most Wii U games you want to play are compatible with this.
That's a good Master's Roll Faster film.
Desire. And that's not even considering what my thumb's gotta do. You win! You win! Ah, both thumbsticks?
Masters. Shocky? Shock velocity, like plus defense, minus pressure. HP, wow, special defense. This is terrible. This pretty good. Miltank? feel like I should have pink on this. Like, oh, I'm balancing out the speed. I don't know. I need another slot. I don't have enough slots. I don't like this one. I never use this one. Keep hitting B. Keep hitting B. Why can't I empty it? So my idea was a pink one. But because of the meta, wait, Zacian? But it's really Mewtwo, right? I feel like we need a lot of special defense. 1, 2, 3. How am I minus 100 HP? What? Everyone just for kicks. Where your love is an abyss from my heart to eclipse. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Might have had your girl, but I feel it still. Let everyone know just for kicks. And your love is an abyss from my heart to eclipse. It might be over now, but I feel it still. I have to pick 2 yellows. Whoa, crit rate for Spadef? Wait a minute. You might have found the space for Platinum Pikachu. Nice mix, defensive. Nice mix defensive Zapdos. Well, we got Zapdos on the Frankie. Nami has Moltres. Damn. This set's cracked, bro. That set's cracked. You don't have anything. You're Dragon. Luffy has, hold on. Man, I want to make this better. I don't know how. What? Oh, just for kicks. I have Dunsparce, bro. I have Dunsparce. Over now. I feel it still. We gotta play some dicey dungeons. We gotta play some dicey dungeons. But I gotta play dicey dungeons. all Americans. Right. my only damage dealer. I can buy this. I don't have the crowbar though. next turn. Let's that seems terrible. Big bump. Nothing just.
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, I can't do anything with sixes though. I can bump a 6 to 1. I can't do anything with sixes if I drop my sword. Call me crazy. I'm taking the bucket. might be better than a sword. But then I can't. Unless I upgrade it. Twice? Spike shield does not get smaller. I can just use 6s, which defeats the purpose of me trying to put on the spatula. Spatula. That's like not good. I almost rather have Buckman. Or Big Bump. None of these seem that good. Dude, maybe we just upgrade the claw and go poison build? It's one poison. I don't use Dude, we lowered Battle Axe to take what? The claw? The claw is a max of 3. Oh, I guess I can do 5 damage with the claw. Which is better than sword. Oh, we run like claw special. Or I guess the healing. Kind of like the idea of spatula. Do we need big bump anymore? If we have spatula, do we need it turns like ones into sixes, right? See, Bump would have gave me an extra dice here, dude. Oh, a spatula though. That two became a what? A 5? What?